So UFC Fight Night, Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape is taking place this weekend, man. And this is the last fight night on the ESPN era, man. It kind of brings a tear to my eye, but not really, because I'm tired of those fucking Dustin Poirier ads every 6 seconds, bro. But this is how fast I'm going to be canceling my ESPN Plus subscription as soon as this shit's over, bro. The moment that the main event is over, I'm canceling my ESPN subscription like that, bro. It's over with. But Tony has died. I'm going to give you my final predictions of the ESPN Plus era UFC Fight Night. Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. Changing the guard, man. In the era. Let's get straight into this, man. Starting with the first fight on the card. We got Teresa Bleda versus Jamie Lynn Horth. Look. I understand that Teresa Bleda lost to Gabriela Fernandez. Well, actually, she beat Gabriela Fernandez. She lost to Natalia Silva. And that is not a bad loss in hindsight, the loss to Natalia Silva. Look, it's a 24-year-old Teresa Bleda versus a 35-year-old Jamie Lynn Horth. Jamie Lynn Horth, okay, who was she really beating? She beat fucking Vanessa Demopoulos and Haley Cohen. Those aren't really wins I rate. I understand that Teresa Bleda hasn't beaten anybody, but in WMMA, I value like physical attributes and shit. And Jamie Lynn Horth, she just really hasn't looked like. Obviously, you're going to look fucking good against Vanessa Demopoulos. She shouldn't even be a UFC fighter. Teresa Bleda, I think she's 24 years old. She's taller. She's got a longer reach. And I just think she has her whole career ahead of her. And Jamie Lynn Horth, she's only 8-2 at the age of 35. So it's not like you can say that she just has this enormous experience gap over Teresa Bleda. She's just a mid WMMA fighter, man. And I think Teresa Bleda, the loss to Natalia Silva has aged like fine wine, bro. The loss to Natalia Silva, like Natalia Silva is very, very good. I understand it was a knockout. She was literally almost 19 years old when that knockout happened, bro. All right, so don't hold it against her that badly. I think that she'll be able to bounce back. I'm picking Teresa Bleda to win this, bro. I don't know anything about these fucking people at all. I'm not going to sit here and pretend, yeah, man, Teresa Bleda, don't play with her, bro. Like, this is just like a fucking, this is like, don't even start, like, none of y'all are even going to watch this fight. Let's keep it 100, all right? Let's talk about the next one. The next one we got is Alan Fry versus Guilherme Pat. I'm going with Guilherme Pat. Now, listen, I understand this is just a Dana White's Contender Series fight that they've thrown onto a fucking Apex card. And I noticed they've been doing this more and more lately. And it's just like, why don't you just make another season of Contender Series instead of having all of these, like, these people are both making their debut. They're both undefeated. They're both heavyweights. The difference is Guilherme Pat, he's fought in LFA before. I kind of rate that. That's like a good feeder organization. He's also lighter. So he's 236 pounds at heavyweight, so he's not cutting any weight. Obviously, Alan Fry, he's not a big boy either. But what I'm trying to say here is, you know, being lighter at heavyweight, we've turned out as being like a good thing, bro. Like being able to be faster and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's like something to value. The guy that's taller is Pat. Longer reach advantage is Pat. Pretty sure this Alan Fry guy, he actually trains with Derek Brunson, so Derek Brunson's going to be in Alan Fry's corner. But I really don't think it's going to matter. I just value this fight from LFA more. Like, look, both of these guys, like this, it's kind of unfair that this fight counts the same towards my pick percentage as like Makhachev versus JDM or like, you know, like Pereira Adesanya or Pereira Ankalaev. Like, this fight is an equal percentage of my picks to the fucking Adesanya. Like, I picked Pereira to knock out Adesanya. I picked Islam to beat JDM. It counts equally if I get this one wrong. Like, that's fucked up, bro. I don't know anything about either of these guys. I'm going with the Brazilian guy because 1, he's a favorite on the books. 2, he's lighter. 3, he's just taller. He's got a bigger reach advantage. And he has LFA experience. So I'm picking Guilherme Pat to win this one over Alan Fry, who's just some region, like the level of competition is like night and day as well. I mean, I guess they've both fought a bunch of people making their fucking debuts as well. So, but I don't hate this from the UFC trying to get heavyweight people in while they're young. You know, like a big problem with the heavyweight division now is they try to build prospects. So there's just not enough prospects. So why don't you just get the prospects in now? I don't hate it completely. Just do another season of Contender Series. That's all I want to see. The next one, bro. Whoever made this poster is fucking cooking, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding you. This is like the best poster I've ever seen for just some random unranked women's fighters. Dude, this is low-key. This shit goes hard, bro. But I'm going to have to pick Luana Santos to beat Melissa Crodin in this fight. I do like the submission ability for Luana Santos over Melissa Crodin. Now, Crodin does have decent striking, and she actually has really good ground and pound as well, and wrestling herself as well. But it's not against the best people, bro. Like, it's against Tainara Lisboa. It's against Ashley Dean. It's against, like, these random people, bro. Luana Santos, she's been in the UFC for quite some time now. She's 9-2. That's a really, really good record. Dude, they both have beat Tainara Lisboa, I guess. But yeah, this is just like Melissa Crodin has good striking and good grappling. Luana Santos, I think she's just a different level of jiu-jitsu practitioner as well. She has more wins. She's got 9 wins. But at the same time, she's 25 years old. So she has more experience and she's older. And, man, I just like the grappling from Luana Santos in this fight versus Melissa Crodin, who's just kind of like, let's keep it real, bro. Like, she hasn't really proven herself. Like, she has 1 win in the UFC. It's over someone that Santos beat as well. And I think Santos probably did it more impressively because it was a submission. So I'm picking Luana Santos to win this one by decision. I think that she'll probably just get on top of Crodin, landing ground and pound shots, maybe get a submission, but that's just kind of risking it at this kind of level. You know what I mean? So let's get on to the next one, bruh. Let's go. Steven Asplund versus Sean Sharaf. Now, if you watch the Contender Series this year, you know who Steven Asplund was, bro. He got that contract and was like, Dana, I want to oil you up. I want to lube you up, Dana, after he beat up the guy who was favored to lose to. And they were talking a bunch of smack to each other on Contender Series. This guy was super obese at one point, and then he lost, not all the weight, obviously. He still weighs 261 pounds, but he used to weigh like 400 pounds. But yeah, Steven Asplund, his only loss is to Denzel Freeman, and that doesn't look very good. But Denzel Freeman just caught a W in the UFC, so I don't hold that too badly. Let's look at who Sean Sharaf lost to. And this is why I'm going to be picking Steven Asplund. If you lose a fight to Junior fucking Tafa, I'm not picking you ever. If Junior Tafa has a win over you, and this isn't light heavyweight Junior Tafa either. This is Junior Taco Bell Tafa we're talking about. Knocked out Sean Sharaf. I'm going to pick Steven Asplund, who's on a 3-fight win streak, whose only loss is to Denzel Freeman on the ground. Dude, if Sean Sharaf can't get Junior Tafa to the ground, you're not getting Steven Asplund to the ground, who not only has better, he's going to be more physical than Tafa because he's a true heavyweight. He's got more heart. Dude, this guy is going to never quit no matter what. I'm picking Steven Asplund to get it done, man. And I hope that he steals the show, man. I hope they give him his post-fight. I know this is the Apex, but give him his post-fight speech. Give him some love, Steven Asplund, he's a good dude. I hope him all the best in the world, and let's see him catch a W, man. The next one, I'm really confused about the placement of this fight on the card because, dude, Yaroslav Azimov is one of the best Bellator fighters of all time. Now, listen, granted, it is Bellator. They suck. They're not good, bro. But his only real loss as of recent, his only loss ever is to Jason Jackson. And now, granted, Jason Jackson isn't all that good, bro, but he's 28-1. His only loss is to Jason Jackson, bro. In my entire time as a UFC predictor, I have never picked Neil Magny once. And guess what? Most of the fucking time, that works out fine. Most of the time when I don't pick Neil Magny, it's perfect. It just goes the way I want it to. Now, as of recently, it hasn't been going my way. But let's be real. The Mike Malott fight, he was getting destroyed by Mike Malott. He got destroyed by Mike Malott the first 2 rounds, and the inexperience of Mike Malott is what got him in this fight. Then Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews basically submitted Neil Magny in the first round. And he was winning the second round. And then guess what? Neil Magny does what he does and tricks it up and gets the W. Now, Oleksiejczuk dos Santos, or Oleksiejczuk or whatever, he lost as well, but he's just washed, okay? Now, the thing about it is whenever Neil Magny fights a young and up-and-coming guy who is competent in the grappling, who can stuff takedowns like Protez, like Morales, like Shavkat, like Gary, whenever they can stuff takedowns, he loses. And this Yaroslav Amosov guy has very, very good grappling. I would not be surprised if he can win this fight by doing what Mallet did and doing what Matthews did, except not actually losing. And not only that, the Yaroslav guy, he's very good at making game plans when you watch his Bellator fights. Neil Magny is the easiest person to game plan for. He does not check leg kicks. I think Amosov is going to have a good day with the leg kicks, man. I never will pick Neil Magny ever, okay? I will never pick him. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater of Neil Magny. I made a whole video talking about the top 10 fighters that should be ranked. I think Neil Magny should be ranked right now for his wins over Jake Matthews, his wins over Easy. Like everyone that Matthews has lost to is now in the top 5 of the division. And everyone he's beaten, he beat Mallet and that aged well. And he beat Jeff Neal, and I guess that's all right as well. But even though Magny's been winning, he does not look good. Like, he does not look good in the Jake Matthews fight until he gets the win, right? I just think that, like, when he fights somebody young, like, when he fought Jake Matthews, when he fought Mike Malott, when he fought Morales, when he fought Protez, he looked bad against all these younger guys. Yaroslav's a younger guy. I have pattern recognition. I'm picking Amosov, Yaroslav. So let's get it, man. The next fight we need to talk about is Joe Anderson Breurto versus Melsik Baghdasaryan. Now, Melsik Baghdasaryan, if you guys remember correctly, is coming off of a brutal knockout loss to Gene Silva, who just styled on him completely, man. And Joe Anderson Breurto, people forget, man, this guy has a win over Diego Lopez. Beat Jack Shore, that was kind of a weird moment, but beat Jonathan Pierce, that's not bad. Weston Wilson's probably the worst fighter I've ever seen to beat him. But besides that, close fight with Sabatini and close fight with William Gomez. Now, Sabatini, he has proven himself to be one of the better fighters in the division with his grappling, man. So I don't even hate that loss for Joe Anderson Breurto. And, hey, Dan Ige, motherfuck! I think that the fight with William Gomez, I honestly thought that he could have won it. I don't, William Gomez, what does he even do? What does this guy even do, bro? Besides fight on the Paris card. Fuck William Gomez, bro. I don't fuck with you, bro. He puts on these boring ass fights every single time, bro. I hope they cut William Gomez, but okay, that's a little harsh, but I'm picking Joe Anderson Breurto to get this done by submission, man. Melsik Baghdasaryan, if you guys remember the fight with Josh Kulabau, I don't think Josh Kulabau is all that. He was able to take Melsik Baghdasaryan down. Baghdasaryan's just been he's been all right, bro, but not really. He's just been uneventful, I'm picking Joe. I think he'll be able to get takedowns on Melsik. I think he'll be able to latch up I'll just say rear naked choke and play it safe, but I could see something pretty crafty from Joe Anderson Breurto because he is very skilled on the ground. He's got that ninja choke over Pierce, so maybe he could pull a guillotine or something like that, man. So I'm going to pick Joe Anderson Breurto to win this fight by submission round 2. Let's go on to the next fight, dude. We are Jillian Robertson worshipers here. Look, we fuck with Jillian Robertson heavy, man. Jillian Robertson's the GOAT. Jillian Robertson is actually one of the most entertaining female fighters on the roster. And I'm picking her to knock out Amanda Lemos on this fight. Now, not on the feet. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this will be Jillian Robertson knocking out Amanda Lemos with the fucking, I don't think she's like Pereira out there is going to go out there, stalk down Lemos and put her out with the fucking check hook. I think this is going to be a ground and pound TKO, all right? I think that she has very decent grappling. We saw in Lemos' last fight. Now listen, Lemos does have the win over Mackenzie Dern, and I could see the fight going similarly to that. But I favor Robertson's momentum that she's been carrying. She's on a 4-fight win streak, and she's not just winning these fights. She's being super active, and she's also finishing the fights as well. 2 of them by TKO. And I think that Tatiana Suarez, who was able to have a lot of success against Amanda Lemos in the grappling, able to take her down the first 2 rounds. But she kind of did a little bit of the Gelton Almeida-esque performance where she got her down but didn't do much with the ground, you know? But I do think that Jillian Robertson, when she does get someone down, she's in her prime right now. Amanda Lemos is 38. I think that if Jillian Robertson can get Lemos down, she'll be able to hold her down. And I think that she's very, very good on the ground. I think she will finish this fight. Amanda Lemos, I know she hasn't been finished. Like, she's been submitted by Jandiroba, and that is something that's also kind of like making me go towards Jillian Robertson. And I could pick Robertson by submission. That's what most people are picking, bro. But I see the ground and pound KO, man. I see her getting the back and landing side of the head shots onto Lemos and knocking her out that way. Like, I don't think this, like, I'm not picking Jillian. I don't think I'm picking Jillian Robertson to go out there like Jean Silva, Melsick back to Zeri and Lemos. Like, I don't think that I'm picking Jillian Robertson to go out there and be like Yuri Prohashka, throw all caution in the wind and just maraud Lemos down. Like, I think she'll just take Lemos down, hold her there, and beat her up on the ground. I think it will be a KO for Robertson. It's my sneaky pick. This is the sneaky pick. This is the one that people will go, how did you get that one right? You know, but no one's going to say that. They're all just going to point out the ones I got wrong. Like, dude, this is a rant I'm about to go on here, bro. I quite literally had 2 picks wrong last week. I had the Merab pick wrong, and I got the Cejudo pick wrong. Every other pick I got right. And everyone in the fucking comments was like, bro, pick Cejudo. What about every other fight I got fucking right? What about you look at that fight, bro? But yeah, I'm picking Jillian Robertson to get this one done. Let's get on to the next one. Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Marcus Buchecha. Look, man, I'm not picking Marcus Buchecha to win a fucking fight, man. Yeah, look, I will say this. It is slightly concerning that Kennedy Nzechukwu got heel hooked by Walter Walker in his last fight, and Marcus Buchecha is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert. But that's all he is, man. He's just a jiu-jitsu guy. He's 35 years old, and he's just a jiu-jitsu guy. And jiu-jitsu is the worst base for martial arts, okay? Because you can't dictate where the fight goes. And most of the time, you're going to get put on your back. And going for submissions off of the back, most of the time don't work. Now, this is heavyweight, so there is always the chance for Marcus Buchecha to maybe just get a slick submission, bro. But I think Kennedy Nzechukwu is better than that, man. He has almost... Listen to this, bro. He has almost 3 times the experience of Marcus Buchecha. He's 33 years old. And yeah, his wins at heavyweight are fucking Chris Barnett and Lucas Brzeski. And I know that he lost to Oven St. Preux, and that's absolutely disgusting. And I know Walter Walker heel hooked him, and that's disgusting, bro. But you have to just trust that Kennedy Nzechukwu is an MMA fighter, and Marcus Buchecha is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Like, Marcus Buchecha has one way to win this, and it's by submitting Kennedy Nzechukwu. I just don't see it happening 2 times in a row. I mean, maybe, like, he is terrible. He's not very good. I remember Lucas Tracy used to say he could beat Cyril Gahn, bro. He's not that fucking good at all. But, dude, I just don't see him getting subbed 2 times in a row. And Buchecha just doesn't have anything. Like, the Boudet fight, he shot, like, Boudet, okay. Boudet is very underrated. Don't get me wrong. He only has 1 loss in the UFC. But dude, do we really think Boudet is like as physical as Nzechukwu? Do we think that Boudet has more punching power? Do we think Boudet is more technical when it comes to just striking? Boudet is a better, like, maybe grappler and just all around maybe mixed martial artist than Kennedy Nzechukwu. But I don't think he's going to be more physical than him. And so that's why I'm picking knockout for Kennedy, bro. I think that he'll be able to stuff takedowns. I mean, dude, I'm low-key thinking about picking the Buchecha guy because the takedown that Walter Walker got on Nzechukwu is ugly as fuck looking. Like, he literally shot from like 100 feet out and still got the takedown. But I think Kennedy Nzechukwu, I think he's just gonna get him, man. I think he's just gonna catch him, man. No, I think that Kennedy Nzechukwu is just a better fighter than Buchecha. Like, cause he's a fighter. You know, he's actually an MMA fighter, and Buchecha is a jiu-jitsu guy. So I'm picking Kennedy Nzechukwu to get this one done. Let's talk about the next fight. Morgan Charriere versus Malik Costa. I'm picking Malik Costa easy. Michael Jackson is back. And I just don't think Morgan Charriere has been that impressive. XXX Tentacion, whatever you want to call him, Luffy from One Piece, whatever. His losses aren't to bad people. It's to Chepe, who is decent in this division, and Nathaniel Wood. But his wins aren't that good either, bro. Like Gabriel Miranda is not very good, bro. Nate Landwehr, I think we have all come to the realization that Nate Landwehr is not all that anymore, right? The thing about Morgan Charriere is he likes to get into these like wars and these dog fights, bro. But I think like Malik Wazel Costa is really, really good at like controlling the chaos of the moment, bro. Like his only real loss as of recently was to Steve Garcia. And I think Steve Garcia is going to be top 5 at featherweight. Like I think Steve Garcia is going to be like the king. Like he's going to be the Luque of featherweight. He's going to be like he's got like a similar style to like Dustin Poirier kind of. He's like super like Steve Garcia is really good, all right? And that's his only loss. He's been doing really, really good as of lately, man. Like the Andre Feely sub, he got him out of there really quickly. Julian Erosa, that's decent, I guess. Erosa is kind of washed. Passes the C-Rod test. And yeah, man, I just like the fact that I feel like Charriere is going to try to make this a dogfight and make it a war. And I feel like Melky is just going to get in there, control the chaos, feel the fight. And how many? This is his 5th fight of the year, 4th fight of the year. Pretty active this year, man. I've enjoyed. He's been fun to watch this year for sure. Malik Wazel Costa's got my respect for sure. I think he'll catch another W. I like the momentum he's carrying. He's taller. He's got the reach advantage. He trains with the Shute Box Gym. I fuck with it, bro. So let's go Malik Wazel Costa that gets this W over Morgan Charriere. The next guy we need to talk about is Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Oleksiejczuk. Now, if you don't know who Cezary Oleksiejczuk is, he is the brother of Michel Oleksiejczuk. He is from Poland, all right? And he's coming off of a brutal knockout over some random guy on Contender Series, right? Cesar Almeida, on the other hand, this dude is one of the best glory kickboxers of all time. He's coming off of a brutal knockout over Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Now, he does have the fight lost to Roman Kopylov, but if we remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Roman Kopylov had to resort to his grappling to win this fight. And ultimately, I do think that this fight is going to be on the feet, all right? And when this fight, Cezary Oleksiejczuk, he is a striker, first and foremost, and he has a lot of knockouts to his record. But he's not just some invincible fighter. He has lost on the regional scene to people before, okay? Now, it's not to like he's losing to these bums on the regional scene. The guys he lost to were undefeated. But Cesar Almeida is going to have the experience advantage on the feet by far, okay? He is going to be so much technically, like, superior. Cesar Oleksiejczuk, man, maybe he's young. Like, he is 25. He is going to, be taller, and maybe he'll have a speed advantage, man. But I think Cesar Almeida's experience in glory is really going to be the deciding factor here because this is going to be a striking fight, all right? Like, bro, he literally has a win over Alex Pereira in kickboxing, and now they are, training partners and train together and shit. This guy is as an elite of a striker as you can get, man. If this fight is... And he has the power to put Oleksiejczuk out as well. If you remember the Abdul Razak Al Hassan fight, Abdul Razak Al Hassan was winning, bro. And it is a kind of sketchy thing to pick Cesar Almeida when Abdul Razak Al Hassan was winning the fight. But, bro, he fucking flatlined him in one of the... that could have been knockout of the year. People... that was 10 months ago. That was one of the best knockouts of the year, no cap, bro. And I guess the loss to Kopylov is not looking good, bro, but I just can't... he hasn't beaten anybody crazy yet, this Cezary Oleksiejczuk. And I'm going to stick with the kickboxer, man. I know he's an underdog, but I'm picking Cesar Almeida to win this one, man. I think he'll go out there. He'll find his range fast. Maybe he'll get dropped early like he did in the Al Hassan fight, but I really do think that he'll find the chin of Cesar Oleksiejczuk because he is a great striker, man. So, and he's got a bunch of really the Ihor Potieria fight. All right, Ihor Potieria sucks, but Dylan Budka, he's decent at wrestling, man, and he couldn't take him down. So fuck it, I'm picking Cesar Almeida to win this fight. All right, next one we need to talk about Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Giga Chikadze. It's over. It's over. You're about to get... This is it. This is the end of Giga Chikadze, man. Kevin Vallejos is like an Ilia Topuria-esque fighter, bro. His only loss is to Gene Silva. His striking is some of the cleanest in the UFC, Kevin Vallejos. If you're a real one and you know ball, you know how good Kevin Vallejos is. He is the best fighter out of Argentina. He has super slick boxing. He has grappling as well. So he has submissions. He has knockouts. Giga Chikadze is just over the hill, man. He's 37. Dude. Okay, maybe losing to Calvin Kattar, I can excuse that. Maybe, Calvin Kattar, he came back after the Max Holloway fight. Whatever, you lose to Calvin Kattar. Dude, there's no excuse into losing to David Onama, man. I'm sorry, I just don't. I've always said David Onama is very overrated, and I low-key think Giga could have won that fight on damage. But Kevin Vallejos is going to be so much more physical. He's going to be smarter than Onama. He is just a better fighter than Onama in every way, shape, and form, on the feet, on the ground, in terms of power, in terms of speed. He is better than Onama. And Onama beat Giga, okay? I understand that's MMA math, but, dude, even on the feet, he's not been doing good. Like, he lost the Arnold Allen fight in the striking. He lost the Kattar fight in the striking. His only wins are to Caceres, which it could have gone the other way as well. In that fight, I do think he beat Caceres. And the Edson Barbosa, like, congrats, bro. You beat Edson Barbosa. How well is that agent? We just saw Edson Barbosa get destroyed by fucking Jalen Turner. So, yeah, man. I'm picking Kevin Vallejos to destroy Giga. I just think Giga's over the hill. I think this is the end for him, man. He's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful because I'm just Tony has died. I don't want to be like, this guy's a fucking no-name loser. But, like, I'm fucking just some random guy. But Giga is just, like, when we're looking at him, bro, he just doesn't have a good fight IQ. He can't grapple. Kevin Vallejos can grapple, so I think that he will go to that because he's a smart fighter. He will use his grappling. Yeah, man. I'm picking Vallejos to go out there and beat Giga. If Giga wins, I will be very surprised. I'm not a betting man. I don't sports gamble very much, but if I was, I would put my money on Kevin Vallejos, like, easily. I think he should win this fight easily, all right? The next and final fight of the ESPN era, Manel Kape versus Brandon Royval. And, man, I have been flip-flopping back and forth on this one so bad because, Van just beat Pantoja. And we know how good that fight between Van and Royval. Okay, I'm joking. I'm messing around. But jokes aside, man, the Van fight was the fight of the year. That was one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best 3-round fights of all time. That was insane. And Van is very, very tactically good, bro. But here's what I'll say, man. I think Manel Kape is going to, I don't know about knockout, man, but I think he will drop Royval at some point in this fight because, dude, I've been flip-flopping on this one all week, bro. I'm about to pause the video right now, and I'm about to think about it for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to give you my answer. Okay, I'm back. I'm picking Manel Kape, man, all right? I'm picking Manel Kape to win this fight. I think he just has better footwork, first and foremost. I think he's faster than Brandon Royval. And I just think that he hits harder. I think when Brandon Royval hits you, like, you just eat that shit, bro. Like, look at the Joshua Van fight. Joshua Van ate over, like, 200 strikes from Brandon Royval to the face and didn't get dropped, all right? And I know Van is very good, but he also himself landed on Royval over 200 times with his speed. That is the key. I think Manel Kape is going to be the faster fighter in this fight. And I think that he does hit harder than Joshua Van, man. I think that Manel Kape, he is going to use, like, he's got a very unique type of strike. It's like he goes out there and just, like, I don't know how to explain this, bro. Like, he's just violent. I understand that the Asu Almeida fight kind of had a weird ending because he had the eye poke, but he was fucking up Asu Almeida even before that. The Makaya fight was a nothing-ass fight. Like, that was a despicable performance from Manel Kape. And he's just dominated everybody else. Like, the Bruno Silva fight dominated him. And, dude, I get it. Royval beat Brandon Moreno. He beat Tatsuro Taira. He outstruck them, bro. But Taira doesn't really have much for people to offer on the feet. And he just got his takedown stuffed, all right? So, the people that we've, like, I guess Pantoja was able to take Royval down, and that just proves how good Pantoja is. But, man, I saw Moreno have a lot of success in the boxing. Obviously, we saw Joshua Van have a lot of success in the boxing. I do think it will happen, man. I think Manel Kape is going to get a finish here. I think Manel Kape will knock out Brandon Royval. I think Royval, he has T-Rex arms, bro. He has little fucking nubs. Like, look at his little nubs here, bro. I don't think that's going to be he is highly skilled. He is very underrated. He's one of the best flyweights of all time. Underrated as fuck. Don't get me wrong, Royval is here. And I give him all the respect in the world, especially after that Van fight, where he looked phenomenal in that fight, man. But I think that all of the attributes that Van had that allowed him to win that fight, the speed, the slickness, and the volume, Manel Kape possesses that, and maybe even a little bit more. Just in terms of just straight up like... Because Manel Kape looks clean. Van goes out there and slugs and throws volume. And Kape has volume as well, but he looks smooth while he's throwing, you know? And so, I'm picking Manel Kape to knock out Brandon Royval, man. I don't want to do it, but I have to go with my gut. I like Brandon Royval. I was thinking about picking him in this fight. I was thinking maybe Brandon Royval could go out there and out-volume Kape, but the people that we've seen beat Kape use their grappling efficiently. And I don't really see Royval doing that, man. He doesn't really use his offensive wrestling when he needs to. Like, when he needed to do it in the Van fight, I guess he was entertaining the fans or whatever, but maybe shoot a takedown and open up the striking a little bit more, you know? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. I think that, I just throw that in there. Yeah, man. So if you put your money on that, just know that's just my opinion, bro. But that will do it for the video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.